You have $5,000 to start up your idea and follow your dream. The odds aren't in your favor and you hit setback after setback. Will you do whatever it takes? Today I want to share with you the story of Sara Blakley, the owner of Spanx, who turned $5,000 of savings into $1 billion company. At just 41 years old, she became the youngest self-made female billionaire. But this isn't a story about money. This is about the mindset it takes to continue pursuing a dream, especially when the odds are stacked against you. It's also about the high-performance habits that support this kind of success. This story is about how she trained her mind to engage with embarrassment, how she reframed failure, and about the sheer grit and resilience she endured along the way. When she got her idea, Sara was selling fax machines door to door. She had never taken a business class in her life and had never worked in fashion or even retail. She had $5,000 to her name and managed to take on large companies with her small savings. So how did she do it? Her success started long before her idea for Spanx. When she was a kid in school, she faced some tragedies that calloused her mind. Instead of giving up, she started to train herself on how to think, not on what to think. That was the start of her success journey. With the support of strong parents and her ability and her dedication to do the inner work required, her story was starting to unfold. Her dad would often ask her, "What did you fail at today?" Or "What failures did you experience this week?" As Sara would share, he would celebrate the failure with her. Over time, she learned that he was simply reframing the definition of failure for her. It wasn't about the outcome anymore. Sara was learning that the real failure was in not trying. This has shaped her outlook to this day. One of the mottos she lives by now is that it's important to be willing to make mistakes. The worst thing that can happen is you become memorable. In an interview with Tony Robbins, she explained that her dad would often go one step further and ask, what positive came from it? This shifted the focus of the failure to be a good thing, something to learn from. The beautiful thing about Sara Blakley's story is she went through the process of taking ownership over her vulnerability. It's such a stigma that being vulnerable is a weakness. But Sara Blakley is a great example of the opposite being true, that vulnerability is a strength. She called herself out on her mistakes, she used humor, and she engaged in doing the inner work. Sara was also known for taking part in what her family called the feeling game. Basically, talking about their feelings and owning them. Her thinking process was to always ask herself why, and then why again and again, until she got to the truth. As the truth unfolded, she openly admits that there was embarrassment at times and a fear of what people might think. She didn't stop there though. Sara committed to push herself outside of her comfort zone. Would you sing out loud in an elevator full of people? Sara did, and I love this part of the story. She purposely and consciously did things like singing in an elevator full of people to embarrass herself. An amazing example of strong psychology and training right there, and how she conditioned her mindset. She did something she was uncomfortable doing in order to build a stronger mindset and to mentally prepare for future challenges. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Sara Blakley is an amazing example of resilience and hard work. She pitched her idea all over the place and got turned down time and time again. Most people would stop trying at this point. They'd lose confidence, some money, and they'd quit. Sara did the opposite. She patented her idea. Actually, she wrote her patent herself because the attorney fees were more than she had in savings. As Spanx started to grow and Sara Blakley's entrepreneurial journey unfolded, she developed high-performance habits in order to execute at the highest level as a CEO, as a mom, and as a wife. One habit she built into her schedule is something she calls think time. Simply put, it's time to think. Time to just let ideas freely flow in and out without a thought about what she needs to do next or tomorrow. Time carved out to just freely think. That's pretty powerful. For a long time, Sara found herself doing everything at her company while juggling her home life. She was doing 101 different things every day and not giving quality time to any of them. She started bucketing her days. She dedicated set days every week to certain areas in the business. Tuesdays are for branding, Thursdays are for product design, and so forth. Having set schedules for each area allows her to give each aspect the attention it needs. So, what are some of the lessons we can take from Sara Blakley's story and infuse into our own family lives as we all rise together? Number 1, reframe failure. Number 2, own vulnerability. Number 3, resilience can be grown. And number 4, take care of your habits and your mindset. All the best, guys. Keep climbing.